I just arrived. Actually, what am I talking? I'm leaving. I just arrived here at this spot. I'm just leaving Akiyama Go. This is a village in the middle of the mountains in Nagano on the Nagano-Niigata border. I'm going to show you in the map where it is. This is the middle of somewhere and nowhere all at the same time. It's absolutely beautiful and stunning and weird. I found something that I think is quite shocking. Here, let me park the car. We can go outside for a little bit. But I like to take you to places on this channel all around Japan that you normally would never go. You would never see this, which is a shame. Just check it out. I'm going to pan around here. So you can see this is a yakidango, the mochi place. It's closed. It's supposed to be open every day, but I guess it's just on the weekends. It makes sense because if you look around, there's like nobody here. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for the shop to be open every day, at least not at this time of year when it's really cold. You can see the running water. Just the whole village has running mountain water through it. You can hear it. Maybe we'll go up there for a second, go take a look at that running water. I say that because the signal is only good like right here. This is what is weird. It's just right here. It's nice, right? Yesterday, a cold front came through Japan. Tokyo is really cold. You need like a light down jacket or something today. The rain brought in a chill. It's actually warmer here than it is in Tokyo, which is weird. It's right now 8 degrees Celsius, which is about 46 degrees Fahrenheit, which is not too bad. I got a sweatshirt and a rain jacket on, so it's good to keep warm. It was raining the day before yesterday. I hiked Section 9 of the Shin-Etsu trail with a guide yesterday. It was really good. My legs are quite tired. You know, I woke up a little bit of pain, but nothing too bad. Let me show you where we are on the map before we get too deep into this here. This is Japan, and Tokyo's on the right side there. We start there, and then I'm gonna take you up to the northwest into a little village called Akiyama. Akiyama. It's really, really nestled in here, okay? So when you see this map, it gives you a really good idea of where I am, not just because of it's a map. It's because we are in like the mountains, not kind of up off of the river. I think we're about 800 meters up. These peaks are about 2,000 to 3,000 meters high, I believe. No, 2,000 to 2,200 meters high. The guy told me yesterday. This is what the village looks like with a little bit of snow. They get a lot of snow here. They even have a tourist information office. I went by there. There's a museum in there that was really nice. I went by in there to film a little bit. But there's not a lot of people. The population, of course, like all the other cities, towns in Japan, has shrunk quite a bit. You see the Shin-Etsu Kogen National Park? That's where the snow monkeys are. So I'm not that far away from the Nagano snow monkeys where they're sitting in a hot bath, taking it easy like monkeys typically do. But it's a really neat look at this town here. But I found something creepy. I was staying in a place called Deguchiya. Fukuhara-san is the proprietor there, he's the owner. Fukuhara-san is also a matagi. Do you guys know, have you ever heard this word matagi? I think it comes from an Ainu word. They're more well known up in Tohoku and also here in the mountains in Niigata and Nagano. But he's one of the last matagi. A matagi is a spiritual hunter, somebody who, they don't hunt for enjoyment. They hunt because they have to, for the meat and for the fur, for the goods. It's more of a connection with the Yama no Kami, the mountain gods. And I interviewed him and I wanted to talk about it. There's been a lot of bear attacks in Japan. The trails are not as populated as they were in the past, which is a shame. We didn't encounter any bears yesterday, although I did see a mountain goat, which is pretty cool. I forget what they're called in Japanese, but I'll show it to you in the episode that I'm working on here. This is a photo of the matagi in snow with his faithful dog, and they go around and they have to look for food, right? They're very spiritual, connected with the mountains. So the hunting of bears is not a recreational thing. It's something that they do for life. They use every part of it, including the bones and the meat and everything. And it's been like this for a very long time. I could show you an image as well, this one here. I'll keep it a little bit smaller. But the Matagi have captured a bear, which they're going to use to feed the village. And with the bear attacks happening, they're starting to cull the bears. But here, they don't do that. They maybe get 1 or 2 bears a year, and it's for food. It's for sustenance, which I thought was really interesting. It's just a different way to look at it. The mountain goats in Japanese is, what is that? Boyama? I don't even know what that means. That could be the sound that they make, for all I know. They're really, really nice creatures, though. But you want to see my breakfast this morning? Do you have a picture of it? Here's my dinner. Here's my dinner last night at Deguchiya. Is this Deguchiya? Oh, no, this is at the Katakuri no Yado. This is the place I was at in the parking lot a couple days ago. I ate the food here. You wouldn't expect this kind of cuisine in the middle of, well, nowhere. But it's somewhere, but it's not a place that anyone knows about. But the chef is from Kansai. The owner is from Kansai, Shizuoka, as well. And it was really, really good. That wasn't my beer. 2 people that were visiting, Japanese that were visiting from Tokyo, shared their beer with me because they wanted to do a kanpai. There weren't any other guests there, just me and them. And we talked for a lot of it like across the way, which is about 2 meters away our tables were. But it was kind of fun to do that. Yesterday during the hike, I also discovered a lot of mushrooms. This one is maybe you guys can identify this better. Somebody said it was a benitama, I think. And or benitake. Yeah, benitake sounds more natural. So it's poisonous. I thought it was pretty, but I discovered it there. I found this one as well. This one looks really delicious. I think that was poisonous too, but I didn't pick it. I didn't pick any of them. But I'm walking the trail and you can find stuff like this. Check this one out here. All right, check this one out here. This is matsutake. And apparently the guide said that this matsutake, there was a bunch of it there, and I accidentally stepped on it because it's in the middle of the trail. I just didn't see it. And then I broke it. So we left it there, but I think someone is certainly going to pick it up. But he said a bunch of these would cost 10,000 yen because it's a rare species that you can eat of maitake. It's like, wow. So there's so many mushrooms all over the place in the countryside here. Let me see if I can show you the breakfast I had this morning. Very a typical Japanese breakfast. Yeah, here it is. This is Deguchiya. That's a minpaku that I stayed at. There's of course natto, and I put that negi in the natto, mixed it up there, real good. Some sansai, I believe that is. A lot of it is very salty, some taste. Of course, a steaming hot bowl of miso soup really hits the spot on a chilly day like today. There's some Japanese seaweed flavored. One fried egg, medamayaki, and some green tea, which I poured myself with one hand. Careful. And then I found out I didn't put enough leaf in there, so it's not green enough. But it was good. It's a kind of a breakfast that you get when you're staying at any place, actually. These aren't just beds and rooms. It's most of the lodges will prepare you a dinner. And you know what? If you look around, there's not exactly a restaurant around here. You don't really have a place to eat. You have what you have, which is the place that you're staying. And it was a home-cooked meal by Fukuhara-san, which is great. The dinner had tempura, and everywhere has soba here, which is so good. Everywhere has soba here. It's just really nice. So I don't have a picture of that, but it'll be in the main channel episodes. They actually have accommodations here. You can see there's a couple of them. The one that I marked here is Fukuhara-san. He's famous for the bear, so I marked it on my Google map as the bear guy. But apparently there's other places to stay here, and a lot of people that are hiking the Shin-Etsu trail. This is the end of section 9, and section 10 goes up there, and it stops at the peak up here, and it's the hardest part of this hike. So a lot of hikers will stay here that are hiking the Shin-Etsu trail. It's very interesting. So I'm glad I could hike one of them. One of the places of interest on the map was the Akiyama old house. I'm gonna go and check that out before I go and leave this area. But apparently you can go in there and take a look at what life was like hundreds of years ago in a Japanese village. And there are museums like this, but this is really authentic. Like, a lot of this stuff is untouched by people because they don't get a lot of visitors here. Look at that. Here's the showroom. It looks like it's the exact way it was 150 years ago during the Edo period. But according to the guide, this town didn't have samurai back in the Edo period. These are the people who set up these towns or villages. They were fleeing the samurai. They were fleeing that life, and they came and they settled here. And that's why a lot of the villagers, they're farmers, they settled, and they're very far off the beaten path. When they had to go to get supplies, they had to walk. They had to walk, and usually they would walk all day, spend the night, get the supplies, and they would walk home. That's freaking far. Some people had horses eventually as time went on in the Meiji period, but in the Edo period, everybody walked here. So what I'm doing right now in Niigata and Nagano is I'm working with Japan Long Trail. They invited me out here and said, have you ever done a long trail? I'm like, no. And what's a long trail? And there's an association that has 29 long trails in Japan. A lot of them are pilgrimages. This is stuff like tourists. I didn't even know about Japan Long Trail. Many of them are pilgrimages that have histories of like 1,200 years or more. It's like, what? Why did I know about some of them. I think some of you have heard about them, but I didn't know there were 29 of these trails. The Shin-Etsu is one of them. It connects it wraps around the border of Nagano and Niigata. So I'm pretty happy to be here. This stream's not sponsored by them or anything, but I was pretty happy to come out here and film this episode. But I got some great drone shots. You have to register your drone with the government of Japan, by the way, before you fly it. I think the US is like that as well. And by the way, start that process before you arrive in Japan, because it takes it can take 2 weeks to a month to do that. So if you have a drone, you're gonna fly it for filming, make sure you start the process like a month in advance with the serial number of your drone and your address and your passport. You gotta send them pictures of all that. It's all done by hand or manually. Let's go just take a quick look at that water up there. And my drone's registered and everything like that, but the process, especially if you get a new drone, I was surprised it takes a while. You'll get a registration number that starts with JU right now. It used to be RD, my older drones, but now it's JU. I'm driving a Toyota, is that a Vitz? It's like the smallest, cheapest, most affordable car. Why would I need more than that? Look at this, it's a city. City of water. Already the signal's gone bad because I left that spot. Let me go back. See, they're growing negi right up here. Japanese negi. I left that spot and the signal goes down. There's enough signal for you to download, like if you wanted to watch a movie or something, but not enough to do a live stream, really. This isn't 720p, by the way, just out of necessity. Look at that, they solar power some of the construction lights and stuff here. So that's all I really have for you today. Nothing's open yet, or nothing's open until the weekend on days like this. Maybe I could show you where I am. I think I just did. It's pretty cool. Like, you're driving around and you look out the window and you see this. You see these old houses. You see I guess what it is, the spirit of Japan is really out here. The spirit of Japan is out here. It's not really in Tokyo. And when you're surrounded by a lot of tourists, I gotta be honest with you, it doesn't even feel like home anymore. There was a time, remember during the pandemic, I think it was like 2021 or something, Peter and I were walking around and we made this joke like, we don't want, we're completely joking, all right? 99% of people have a sense of humor. We're like, we don't want you here. We like it the way it is. But we were actually really lonely. It just was too quiet in Tokyo. But now, it's like, a part of me is like, I don't know if we should have been, I think we kind of meant it maybe. Not that we don't want you here, but there's like it doesn't feel like home anymore. It feels like we're living inside of a tourist attraction inside of Tokyo. That's not a great thing. But I think for other tourists, you want to be, well, most of you want to be like out here in a place like this where there's, you can kind of feel the country and you're not shoulder to shoulder with some person who's, from a neighboring state or a neighboring country of yours back home. I don't know. I just can't feel Japan as much when I walk around, even Asakusa. This is so much more authentic. It's so much more real. And that's why, like, I don't say not go to Tokyo, but I do think that stopping in Tokyo is a necessity because that's where it is. I think I forgot to show you this. There's one last thing. All right. I was driving, there's the car. This is so freaking weird. All right, look at this. This is so freaking weird. So, do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? It's a freaking head, man. It's a freaking head. There's a freaking head. It's a scarecrow. Is this? I mean, I think it's a mannequin, but you can't tell in some places. All right, and we're like not that far. We're not that far from Halloween. It could be something, but it's a head. This is what many of you were waiting for. I'm walking around. And I was driving, and I was coming here yesterday. I was hiking with Suzuki-san to go into the lodge, and I first saw it. And then I had to drive him back to his car, and then I saw it again. I'm like, oh my God. And then I really started to see, I got to go check this out and see. Whoever this person is the owner of this head needs to wash the head, all right? Or, now I want to be honest with you. All right, it's a freaking head. That's scary in itself. But if you look at the head, it's way too cute. The head needs to be hideous. It needs to be if you want to scare, especially people and crows, I would get one of those shrunken heads that they do at the voodoo. I've seen them in the movies. Because this head, it's kind of creepy from a distance and maybe, but if you're going to put a head on a stake and scare people and things, you're going to want to get somebody who doesn't pluck their eyebrows and stuff, all right? But maybe add some blood splatter. I don't know. But looks like really cute, right? Look at the nose, perky mouth. I think this head's even done makeup. I don't know. I'd get some scars in there. Zombify it a little bit. What do you guys think? You can tell me in the comments below, or don't. I'm kind of scared to ask about something like that. It's like, this is a tale out of Stephen King. What's going on in some of these village houses? Should I even be here? I should probably leave now. But it's interesting. Thank you, Scott Tan writes in here. It looks like a Stephen King horror scene. It totally does. All right, that's all I got for you. It's a pretty interesting experience. But Akiyama go, mission complete with the filming. Katakuri no Yado in that village down there. And now I'm going to go to the Shinkansen station, to a supermarket to get some lunch, and then to another section of this trail. I spend the night at a soba hotel. It's not a hotel. It's like a soba lodge. The owner makes soba, and there's a bed for me, a warm meal and a bed. And I'm gonna hang out there tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna film some more. I'll do another live stream, and then maybe I'll take you around that area. I don't know. And then I head back to Tokyo and back on the Shinkansen, you know, from here. So from Yuzawa. So that's quite an experience I've had so far. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. It's just a short one, but it's a neat village, and I would recommend Deguchiya. It feels like you are with a family, but it's a pretty cool. You can see like the autumn colors are so close. Saya, do you see that? The autumn colors are so close to changing. There is the start of it, maybe in a week or 10 days, because it is cooler now. I think it's not gonna, it's gonna be real soon. But yeah, leave me a comment if you'd like to see something in Nagano. I'm not gonna make it to neighboring prefectures. I'm here just for this, and I'll go back home. But I probably will come back here in a week or two to film the foliage, because it's just stunning. Look at it. Can you feel it? It's like the leaves are just days away. I don't know, like maybe a week away from starting to change, really. The process are already started, right? It's already started. But autumn is really close. But it feels like it right now. I gotta tell you, it's nice and chilly. Postcard Club, by the way, the postcards have been sent out, and they should arrive from the Patreon Postcard Club. If you want to get something in your mailbox from Japan with a neat stamp on it every month, sign up for Postcard Club. That's on here too. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in another live stream real soon. I got to get out of here before that creepy head comes to life. There's like nothing around. There's a hot spring up here, but there's not much around except for that spider on the dashboard. Hey, buddy. Ah! Still a spider. Dude. Small one. Live with nature. That's what I've discovered. This trip has helped me reconnect with nature. And that little spider, I hope I can get him back to his home before I leave here. I'm going to open the door and see if I can usher him out, because I like that connection with nature. Try not to kill anything. Don't take more than you need. Balance. And you find happiness. That's what it's all about. Maybe. What the heck do I know? See you guys. Bye.